Hello, my name is Raymond Garchevsky. I am a living Christ. Today I have for you a message for all ages. You have been lied to all of your lives, clear back in history of civilizations, all lies. Lies told by the satanic forces of intellectualism. This intellectualism is dualistic in nature. In other words, it's divided, split. Not complete, not whole. That which is not whole cannot be truth. You live in lies. You serve lies. All satanic fantasies, illusions. First of all, let me start this message with a message from Facebook. They have blocked this article. They say you can't share this link. Your post could not be shared because this link goes against our community standards. One must ask what those standards are. Publicly, let them define standards that will block a living Christ, a simple man of truth, speaking about that which holds mankind in slavery since the beginning of time. And there have been other men of truth. Jesus of Nazareth was one of them, and they killed him. I'm still a work in progress. I am the living Christ of this time in history. Let me start off by asking you to read and digest the article, Trump on God. I don't have to ask for forgiveness. That was based in one of his tweets. Look it up at https://www.arkenterprises.com/index21.html forgiveness. Then read if President Trump were a man of truth at https://www.arkenterprises.com/index21.html with a capital M. You'll find that this message, brought to you by a living Christ, whom you do not recognize, whom you resent in favor of following your fantasies, of a man written in history by other men, not the man himself. He's become a legend. He's become a myth. He is the source of the Western culture's religion of Christianity. Now, this message that I'm giving you now is not meant only for the people of America, but to all peoples of the world. It is the message that has allowed Satanism to rule over the civilization of mankind, regardless of what country, nation, continent that they live on. It is the nature of the satanic duality which has ruled mankind since the beginning of time. We are, in fact, one consciousness, non-duality, which is God, consciousness, the creator of our lives. We each are that God, that creator of our lives by our actions. It is found only in the non-dualistic subconscious mind. It has been called the second coming of Christ consciousness. I bring it to you, for I am the Christ of this time in history. The satanic fictional world is found in the satanic dualistic intellect. All countries, governments, religions, banks, corporations are based in the satanic system of intellectualism. The leaders and the led form the dualistic divisions, which feed the fires of hell on earth with wars, killing, crime, corruption, tyranny, slavery, the masters and the victims, all divisions that are formed by the satanic intellect. And you, persons, non-living entities made up by the fictional government that you created, you, the living man and woman, for that is the only one who can create, for they are the energy of God itself. I'm using words here. I'm using the word God. But God is not that holistic, non-dualistic energy that is unnamed. But when one names that, they're able to communicate in a fictional, dualistic world. Otherwise, one has telepathy, oneness, understanding, love. That's what life is all about. And you missed that by a mile. For you are engaged in clutter of noise, intellectual noise, that is trained into you by your schools. You have been reduced to robotic, blind believers. Now, there are no enemies. The leaders of corporations called government throughout the world. It doesn't matter whether it's Russia, China, Israel. These are all fictions of the mind, of the intellect. Get used to it. Yet you worship it as your God, your false God. For there is only one infinite intelligence that we call God, and it knows no nationalities, it knows no boundaries. It knows no cultures, even though the cultures enslave your minds, cause you to make divisions between you and other intellectuals of different cultures. They are just figments of your own conditioned, illusory intellect. They just play the role of policymakers, these leaders that you allow them to do your thinking for you. You've given up your responsibility for the quality of your life. No more than spiritual children looking to be taken care of, to be coddled, so that you may not be responsible for your actions. That is the mistake of all satanic life on earth. And man has paid for it since the beginning of time. You see. Your leaders, your presidents, your kings, your queens, they're fictional characters. You give authority to them by your own doubt of your own self. They just play the role of policymakers, which conduct illusory wars in a fictional world, which human behavior results in population control. Leaders live off the energy of the living man and women. You, who are made to doubt yourselves. And your energy, your money, is stripped away from you by your own consent and obedience to illusory laws that are not true. There's only God's law. That's do no harm, tell no lies. That puts one in the state of non-dualism. In that state of non-dualism, of truth, there is no contradiction. There is no conflict. One is living wholly, holistically. However, you've chosen to leave that subconscious mind, the Garden of Eden, in search of the tree, which bears the fruit of duality, of good and evil. That's the satanic way of life. That's the stimulation that you seek. That's the hell that you create for yourselves. I hope that I have made this simple enough for you conditioned Satanists to grasp. It is time to end satanic control and rise above the intellect and live in heaven on earth. That is the second coming of Christ consciousness, and that is what I have brought you for 25 years. Isn't it about time for you to start paying attention? Thank you.